Welcome back to this special edition of The Lineup. Thanks for staying with us. And we're on two parallel stories emerging out of Brussels today. One, of course, of the mourning, the scores of families of the 32 dead and 270 people wounded. The other, of course, the investigation and an increasing belief on strong links between the November terror attacks in Paris and the carnage in Brussels yesterday. We'll go back to Brussels to get the latest from there. Jonathan Sacerdoti with us from there, reporting from Square that has seen a quite emotional day. Give us a picture also of the mourning that's going on there. This is, of course, the sort of biggest part of the story still today in Brussels.
The day started out quite quietly here, with people coming to pay their respects, light some candles, put down flowers and write slogans in chalk on the ground. And to that extent, it was quite similar to the scenes we've seen in other parts of Europe when these terrorist occurrences have taken place, like those in Paris in November. But as the day has gone on, there's been much more rowdy crowds gathering here, and you can hear behind me that there's now a group of people that's grown from a couple of dozen to something a bit bigger, chanting anti-ISIS slogans over and over again. They've really got quite some energy with it as well. They've been going for several hours, which just shows some of the anger that's in the air today about what's happening in Europe. And these people aren't necessarily angry about the intelligence shortcomings or angry with the government. They're angry specifically with the terrorists who have actually compromised their way of life here. And many of them appear certainly to be Muslims who are angry with what this has done to the reputation of their faith within Europe as well. So it's a very interesting mood here tonight, with electricity in the air almost, not just sadness, but also a great degree of anger.
In terms of security there, we know that the airport is set to be closed through tomorrow. There's been on and off some openings in the subways. What does Brussels look like a day after in security?
So the airport, of course, remains closed except for cargo flights and private planes. But also I've been trying to find out what general people here in Brussels are feeling about what's been going on here. And earlier on I went and asked quite a few of them here in the square what their thoughts were on these particular new kind of terror attacks, the suicide bombings taking place here in Brussels.
Our religion does not call for this. Our religion asks that we be united amongst ourselves, and that we express the love that we have for everyone. If someone says they are committing these acts in the name of God, this is a lie.
I think that what happened there and what happened in Israel now is the same thing, and we just have to be, I don't know, to be there for you, and you have to be there for us. And we are all humans.
Actually, I think they all say
it's totally different than Israel, because in Israel there's an occupation, and then therefore there's a suicide bomb.
Occupation also in Syria, and we're bombing Iraq.
But Israel, it's a total different story, because it's already 70 years or something that there is an occupation, and people are being discriminated. So I think, well, it's not normal that there's then suicide bombers, but then in some people's minds, I think it's a reaction to do a suicide bombing.
Let's just jump back once again to Brussels. Jonathan Sacerdoti, sort of final remarks from your reporting there today for this evening for us.
With this news that potentially one of those terrorist suspects was caught in Turkey back in June 2015, according to President Erdogan of Turkey, and then sent to the Netherlands, potentially returning here to carry out these brutal attacks, which have really struck to the heart of not just Brussels, but also Europe in general. And the news that the manhunt is still on, that the police and intelligence services are still trying to get to the bottom of these networks and find out what other threats are still in existence. The mood in the square tonight is tense, and also one of sadness and extreme anger at what's been going on. After today's roller coaster of events, we leave Brussels tonight.
Jonathan Sacerdoti in Brussels, thanks very much for this. And we'll have here on i24 News continued coverage from Brussels. Stay with us. 2 minutes from now, Merav Savir with News Now. Good night.